warm you up, warm you in maybe. Now let the drum invite us in. And I've just been wanting to check in with people. How's everyone doing? We're into, what is this? The third month of quarantining and sheltering in place, and the world being kind of turned upside down. No school, no work for a lot of people, extra work for a lot of other people. It's been some pretty crazy times. So now it's a good time to forget all that. Just listen to the heartbeat. Maybe tune into your own heart. If you can feel that in there. Make an adjustment. Keep ground going. So have you been keeping in touch with the people you need to keep in touch with? I mean, like, sometimes you can be really close to people for a while, and then maybe you don't even want to see them at all, and you're not really staying in touch. You might be in proximity. You might be in the vicinity, but you're not really connecting. Take a little time, maybe a deep breath. Hope you're sitting somewhere where you're comfortable. Letting the day go by you. Whatever else is on your mind. And just remember that somewhere in your family tree, a long time ago, or maybe just yesterday, someone was playing a drum. Drums are the instrument that people came up with first. We've been playing with drums for as long as we've been people. That's a pretty long time. In human time. So somewhere inside you, you're hardwired to respond to the drum. And I think most of us respond to even just the idea of a heartbeat. And just that sound alone can be a nice meditation. Now, some of you might be paying close attention. Maybe you've watched a few of these with me before. Let me know if you notice any difference in the sound today. But with a really soft stick, I've worked on 2 mics here. I think I've got this camera thing together. Although I can't see any of your responses right now. So if you are out there, or maybe I'm not even on, I have no way of telling. But hopefully it's working out. But what I was after was a little bit softer sound, so the drum could resonate a little more. It's a vibrational instrument, and feeling the heartbeat and feeling the drums is every bit as important as hearing it. In fact, it might be more so. So before I get into the story of fixing the sky, which I want to tell you tonight, I just want to tell you a little bit about drums and vibration in the form of a story about seeing one of the world's greatest percussionists. And her name is Evelyn Glennie. And Evelyn Glennie is from Scotland. And ever since she was a little girl, she had the dream that she wanted to be a world-renowned percussionist and play with all the world's great orchestras. And she was very good at percussion in spite of gradually losing her hearing. So by somewhere around the age of 12, she was deaf. But because she had learned to talk before going deaf, she could come up, she got good at reading lips, she could speak to people, they wouldn't even know she was deaf. And she talks about being able to feel the drums. There's a movie made about her life, or at least her musical life, called Touch the Sound. And it goes into that in some detail. I had heard about her and got a couple of her CDs, and I got to go see her in concert. She played down at Stanford. And it was really amazing. She's just a solo percussionist. She comes out in this beautiful sequin gown and bare feet. And she played everything that night, from clay pots to timpani drums, used everything from chopsticks to found materials for drumsticks. Everything she touched, she made sound amazing. But she could feel the beat of the drums in her body and in her feet. And then as I looked around the audience, I noticed that a lot of people were talking amongst themselves using sign language. She had a pretty good following of people who were also deaf, who came to see and hear and feel her play the drums, play percussion. And I learned a lot that night watching her just as a percussionist, but also just what she meant to the other people in the audience who couldn't hear. And how much of what we do in life, and especially with a drum like this or music, is vibrational. You feel it on a vibrational level. So I wanted to get the sound right for you, and I hope you're feeling that. All right, we've gone a little while. Now we're starting to get to our entrainment stage here. You're starting to hopefully zone in on the drum. I know I'm starting to feel it. It's one of the things I love about doing this is it gets me in a zone too. So I'm going to tell you a story. Grandmother and I will tell you a story. And this story comes from the Pacific Northwest, and I don't know which one of the First Nations it comes from. If you ever look at a map of Native America, you'll see a cluster of small Native nations up there in the northwest part of Washington, northwest part of Washington, in and around Seattle, and even kind of down into Oregon. Just a whole lot of different names for nations. Well, this happened, according to this legend, because after Creator set Turtle Island right, put everything on the back of that turtle, and had the mountains formed, the rivers, the lakes, the natural world was set in order, and people were put in place. Creator had a basket full of languages and walked across the country from the East Coast, kind of zigzagging a little bit, and would just take out a language and drop it down. A nation would be born there, right? Spoke the same language. It's a big part of being in a nation. Well, as Creator made his way across the country, finally got up to the Pacific Northwest, and there was still a bunch of languages left in that basket. And it didn't feel like walking back and distributing them evenly across the country, so he just dumped all the remaining languages out right there in that spot. And he was a little bit tired, so he forgot part of the other work he was doing. He didn't put the sky right either. We'll get to that. So those nations grew up, all living close to each other, kind of like what I was talking about before, in proximity, but not being able to communicate very well. And this led to some problems here and there, but they all had one problem in common. Like I mentioned, the creator dropped all those languages and kind of went off to take a nap. He also forgot to put the sky in the right place. And so the sky in that area of Turtle Island was way down too low. So low, in fact, that in many places people had to go like this and creep along just to be there. Uh-oh. Battery warning. Finally did it all right and should have slipped off the battery. Time out. Okay, time back in. Gotta take a time out. So, where was I? Languages spread all around, and people with a sky that hung down too low. And the sky was like really thick in some places, so that people would be banging their heads on it. They had to, crouch down like this. It's very uncomfortable. And then, to top it all off, Creator left a few holes in the sky. You never know when you're going to run into one of these holes. But it would make it so that a person could crawl right up into the spirit world. Now, the people, even though they were new people, they knew that the spirit world was for spirit people and spirit animals. And this world down here was for people and the animals on the earth. And they weren't supposed to be mixing like that. Plus, this crouching down and banging into the sky was getting to be uncomfortable. So despite all of them not speaking the same language, one group decided to send a messenger around to all the different peoples in that part of Turtle Island and call them to a council. This took a little while, but it happened. And all the people came, some of them, again, they had to crouch down. Some spots you bang your forehead. They got to the spot and had a big council. And through the few shared words that they had, and by drawing pictures in the dirt and explaining how they felt and what needed to be done, they came up with a plan. Each person would go back to their nation from this council, and on the morning of the third sunrise, they would all make an effort to push the sky up to where it belonged. But in order to know they were all in unison, kind of like people do nowadays, you go out at 8 o'clock and howl, they came up with one word that everybody had to use. They said, we're going to all use the same word, and the word was Yah-ha, 2 syllables. So the idea was, they would all look, and they all designated a certain mountain in the east. And they said, when the first ray of sunlight comes up, count to 3, all the people will, from a crouched position, put their hands up and yell, Yah-ha! And push the sky back up where it belongs. This seemed like a great idea. So everyone went back, told their prospective people. They waited 3 days. And on the morning of that third day, people crouched down and they said, "Yeah, ha!" Are you guys with me on that? Because it takes everybody. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. So all of you got to gather up and get with me on here. And on the count of 3, we're going to push the sky back up. Anytime you're going to do a big job, you got to get everybody involved. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, ha! And the people pushed. And the sky went up, 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 up. But not everyone joined in, so the sky came back down. Fortunately, the people who had gathered in that council were wise, and they knew it might take more than one try. So they said, if it doesn't go up the first day, we'll do the same thing the next day. Make sure you get everyone to help, because they had a feeling that if everyone would help. Well, about that time, a couple of young men from one of the nations was out hunting deer. And they said they didn't have time to get involved in this because they were about to get the best buck they had ever seen. So, sunrise the next morning, people from nations all over the northwest of Turtle Island gathered again, crouched down, grabbed on. Sun came over the hill. Yeah! Ha! Are you all in on this? Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Ha! And they pushed. And the sky went up, 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 up. Way up higher than it went before, but still came back down. Now it was a lot more comfortable. They didn't have to be crouched down so much anymore, but they knew the sky belonged way up there, where the two worlds, the earthly world and the spirit world, couldn't mix. Fortunately, there was wise people who came to that council, and they knew that they might have to have a little extra effort. And they said, on the third day, make sure you get everyone involved. And if the sky's gone up a little bit, make sure everyone has a pole or a stick, something to hang on to so they can push up. So everyone was set scrambling to get their pole, to get their stick. And the people from all of those different nations, Snoqualmie, the Snohomish, the Puyallup, there are so many nations out there. I can't think of all the names, but tons of them. They all crouched down, holding their logs, holding their sticks. And the morning comes, the third morning. You guys got to be in on this. Now, if we all do it right, maybe we can put the sky back up. And we could really use the sky to go back up to the right place right now. So here comes that sun up over that mountain. Here comes that first ray. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Get your stick, your imaginary stick. Do whatever you got to do. You guys at home, yell it out nice and loud. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Ha! And everyone pushed with their sticks like that, except those two young men who were hunting that deer. And just at that moment that the people were pushing up the sky, the deer jumped through one of those holes in the sky. And those two men followed that deer through that hole. And they were pushed up with the sky. Way, 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 way up. So this time it worked. And so people from up north, when we look and we see what we call the Big Dipper, these stars chasing each other around like that, they see two, I guess it was 3 guys hunting, and these other stars over here are the deer that were running from them. So by all working together, despite their differences, their language difference, living in different places, the people were able to put the sky back. But when there's a big job to do with a group, and if you're not part of the group, you might wind up somewhere you didn't want to be, like those hunters, even though you might be a star in the sky. So work with your group. Work with your peeps. This is a time for us to all come together. This is a time for us all to push that sky up. We need each other. You don't want to be caught out chasing some deer that maybe wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. Maybe that deer belonged in the spirit world. You want to be right here where people can depend on you. There. Are you feeling it? Long about now. Your heart beating at the same rate this drum's going. You're thinking about, what can I do tomorrow to make it a little bit better? Don't think too hard about it right now. Just let it kind of wash over you. Everybody needs some time to just let things go and then let the ideas just come to you instead of chasing them down. Grandmother Drum, sometimes she does that. Comes across a good idea. Just in the process of letting the heartbeat, letting the vibration come to you. And we're like Evelyn Glennie, touching the sound, feeling it vibrate through your whole body. Maybe you have a drum at home and you're playing along, which would be good too. A little more vibration. And I like to think that every time Grandmother Drum vibrates like that, a little bit of what everyone's put in by gathering around, all the different people who've played this drum, danced around it, listened to the stories, sang around it. I like to think that their vibration goes in the drum and then is just added to the chorus. That's why this drum has soul. It's been around a long time. Told a lot of stories. Shed some tears. Had more than a few good laughs. That's medicine. So wherever you are tonight, wherever you might be tuning in the future, I hope the sound is good. I hope you're really feeling it. I hope you're feeling it right in here. Just let me know. If you want me to keep doing this, I'll come back next week and do it again. In the meantime, just do what we've got to do. Put the sky right. Put the world right. Work together. Be of good cheer.